Hi, good evening all, and wish you all a very happy Diwali. So in this training, in this session, we are going to start with the introduction with the exploratory data analysis. I already have loaded the data. I'll quickly share my screen. I'll show you the data, and then we'll start off with the exploratory data analysis. So I believe my screen is visible. So this is the data we have. It's generally a player's data, which we have. And these are the variables we have. We have the ID, name, age, photo, national flag. It's completely in CSV format. These are the variables we have. And I'll show you what we need to do and what we don't have to do. This is assignment which you have to solve. This is our business problem. We have to firstly download the data, prepare the data, find out the missing values and continuous variables. So this is a business problem which you have to find out and solve it. We won't be able to solve the entire assignment just now. It's one go. It will take some time. So we'll do the question number 1 today. So let's quickly jump on to the Jupyter Notebook. All right. So first of all, this is my Jupyter Notebook. I just opened it. You have to kind of import all the libraries. Let me quickly import the libraries. All right. So this is let me run this one quickly. So this is our data. Okay. Let me find out the checking the column names and all. Let me find out what the column names we have. Sorry, this is minor mistake over here. So columns. So these are the column names we have. ID, name, age, photo. These are all the column names we have. Now, if I have to find out the info. Okay, so this is the column name, column info we have. This is all the column info you got. Next thing we're gonna do is that we have to find out the data, what the type of the data we have. Um, so this is the data description. Now we have to find out the missing values and all. So let me quickly import the library. I'm trying to sort the things in descending order. So it will be MS dot matrix, not the matrix. So you guys just pardon me. Yeah. Let me find out the type of the let me find out the what how many data columns, rows, and there. Um, so data information. So let me quickly write down this code. There are 18207 rows and 89 columns. Sorry, 89 columns and 18207 rows and columns. Yeah. What I can do is that I can find out the missing those things. I can find out the missing columns and is that and all those things. Let me quickly do a kind of a plot shaping and all those things. Yeah. But before I jump into the kind of one-liner EDS and all those things, I just want to explore the data. Um, I want to kind of find out the few more information on this. So just let me give me some time. Let me think on this. What are the few other information I'm planning to find out? Missing value is something which you have to do. This is what is expected, and we have to kind of convert the height and all those things. It has to be converted. Um, there are a lot of other analytics you can do. You can find out the best player from this data. Let me pull the data. We have to find out the best dribbler. We can find out the best finisher. We can do a lot of things with the data. So this is a very excellent data we have. But before we jump into that, we have to kind of transform the data. The data transformation is very important. So we have to do that data transformation. So let me do the data transformation. And before we do the data transformations, I'm planning to find out few more classes. What are the total number of the classes we have and all. And you can see the nationality, flag, overall, all those things. Just go through the data once for 2 minutes, and then we will kind of start with the hands-on. All right, so let's jump into our. I hope the data is clear now. So let's jump into the Jupyter notebook. Yeah, let me find out the height column now. Take the height column. So see the height column, they have a kind of a 6'2", something like that. The height is not defined. So there's a problem with this height. Okay. So there are some unique columns. At the top is 6'2", frequency is 2881, and the height data type is the object data type. Now, if I have to kind of distribution of the height distribution, if I have to create a histogram using a C-bond, so I can do a histogram weight and height distribution. And similarly, let me do it for the weight as well. We're trying to find out the relationship between the height and weight. Yeah. Let me find out the. All right, this is the wet. Now I don't want to use this LLBS, it doesn't look good, it will create some problem. So what I can do is that I can have to remove the wet LLBS. So let me just simply write one line of code to remove this. I'm removing the LLBS, LBS. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it is done. Similarly, if I have to find out the value, and the value is also, we have the pound symbol. So we have to also remove the value as well. So let me take this. Like you have seen in the value. Let me go and see the value. See, the value is all in a pound and M. So that has to be removed. Okay. It should be in a capital letter. As this would create a lot of problems. You have to make sure that you kind of, so I'll remove the pound symbol and the million symbol here, the value. So I'm going to remove this M symbol. M is nothing but a million. That's not required. And let me write down this code once again. All right, so this is an object. Now this wet, one thing you can see, this wet is a kind of it's a kind of data type is an object. So I have to I have to convert this wet column to the integer. So let me quickly convert this wet column to the integer and then print the data frame. Transferring the value now, changing the value. See, this has been transferred to the integer. All right. So previously it was an object, it was being transferred. So whenever you have to transfer the object, and this has to be done, otherwise you'll not be able to kind of find out the quartiles, and the relationship won't work. Now let me simply remove the values, the null values and all, whatever the null values are there in the weight column. So let us do that. I think this has worked out. Now let us simply use a kind of create a simple box plot with the weight column and see how the outliers has been defined. So let us create a simple box plot. I've already imported this library cborn as SNS, but still I'm doing it. I don't want any errors. Let us see if it works. Yeah. So this is your complete box plot. Now I'll create a box plot in some. I have to give some titles and all those things, but it doesn't look. Here there are no titles and all. So let me create a simple again a simple box plot with title. All right. So let me copy this code, paste it here. Import. So this import is already there. This import statement is not required. This is what it looks like, but it gives some kind of error. So let me find out why it is giving an error. Access object has an attribute set level. Gmail set level. There has to be an underscore. Maybe because of this problem had got generated. Yeah. So now it has been solved. Yeah. So this is a box plot of weight. Yeah. I have already written the code df.weight head. So this is the weight head. Um, Let me see what else I can do here. We also need to convert the height into it has been given in inches and all, so that has to I have to write that. So that has to be transferred. So height is given into feet and inches. That has to be converted into the integer value. So that has to be written. That has to be written, and then otherwise that height I will not be able to work with the height. So let me quickly transfer the value now. It's going to be a long code. Why I'm doing this, I'm trying to set the pattern. I'm trying to set the pattern here. That is 5, 7, and all those things. To set the pattern. Well, this can be upside down. It should work, by the way. I don't know why it is not working. Um, Let me import ID. Yeah, it did work. Yeah, right now it is done now. So let me quickly find out the df.height. Why it is giving me problem? All right, so this is let me find out the box plot for the height. All right, so there is a problem with this one. All right, I'll look into this after some time. Let me do one thing. Let me just create a histogram using the seaborn. So guys, this is the problem I'm facing. I'm not able to convert this into the height. But if I run this program, I should be able to convert. But I don't know why it is not working here. I should be able to do that. Let me try this once again. This is not required. All right, so now it is done. Okay. Now what I'll do is that I'll create a title with the box plot, like which I did for the wet. Let me quickly grab that. Let me see if it works. I need some kind of titles and all. It doesn't show anything. It just shows the box plot. Let me do it here. See if it works here this time. Yeah, it's working. So this is the height box plot of the height. So things are fine now. Let me quickly run into a few more code and visualize this thing. Now what I want to do, is that I want to kind of import the my z-score function, and from like stats, SkyPy stat, I would import the z-score function. And after that, I'll calculate my z-score for each data point and compute its absolute value. I'll take the height, and then I'll try to find out the outliers, and then I'll try to remove the outliers from the height. Okay, let me quickly do that. All right, that's what I did is that in our first line over here, I try to input the z-score function, and from the z-score function, I kind of calculated my z-score for each data point in the absolute value, which is a more than three. Sorry, z-score value is more than three, and so this is what I have kind of calculated. Now I have to find out the number of the outliers. The number of the outliers is 38. This is what it has been derived till now. So in my next step, what I'm going to do is that I'm trying to find out the outliers for the age as well. You can do it for the height as well. You can do it from, let me do it for the age as well. Let me kind of do it for age. Let me do it for the weight, if that works out. Let me do it for wage. There might be some problem with the function. It should work out for the weight as well. Yeah, age, it is done. Weight, I need to kind of see why it is not happening for the weight. I might need to kind of transfer it, the weight into, it has to be transferred. I have to do that. So age is there. Now let me do one thing. Let me find out the obtained value for the age as well. It's 22. I think the value of the weight is in some transformation needs to be done for the weight. I have done some transformation. We can do one thing. We can calculate the value of the 75th percentile and all those things. Percentile value has to be done. Calculation has to be done. Did I converted the weight into integer and all? I think I have done that. Yeah, I had done it for height, I think. Let me see. PD to numeric data frame weight. I have done this integer, and I have integer type has been defined. So this has to be defined. That has been created. So there shouldn't be any problem now. Yeah. All right. So what I can do is that I can calculate the percentiles now. Yeah. Let me quickly do the percentiles now. Quickly calculate the percentile. It should have been done before, but yeah, I'm doing it now. Guys, it takes a lot of effort to create this kind of videos and all. I would really appreciate if you can just comment if you have any queries and all. I'd be able to solve it out. And do share, subscribe, and like. That's what um, I was planning to create this full-fledged data science training program for most of the people. You don't have to pay anything for any kind of, like, there are a lot of other institutes out there, fly-by-night institutions are there. They're creating, they hire trainers like us, and they charge a lot of money. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on that. You can simply join my training program and do this um, and learn from the scratch. I will create the PPTs and all. I'm yet to create the PPTs. I'll explain what all things are there, because simply what I'm doing is that simply I'm just doing the coding. So many people might say that we are just learning. We don't have to have the hands-on. We have to learn the basics. So otherwise things become very very difficult if you don't know the basics. So yes, I'll do this. I'll create the PPTs. I'll explain them, and then you can refer the coding. So it's a bit haphazard, and I completely agree to that. Many people may not be able to follow this coding. They don't know what's interquartile range, and also they need some kind of hands-on to understand. For me, it's okay. I understand this concept. What I'm trying to do is that finding the interquartile range to find out the outlier, to delete the outliers, and then um, define my quantile. This has to be 0.25. Now I need to obtain the IQR. Define the IQR range as well. Find the upper and lower threshold. Let me find out the outliers.head. Okay, so this is how you find out the outliers, and then you remove the outliers with the z-score and all. You find the MAD values and all. You have to find out the MAD score and all, and then you have to find out the MAD score. Let me find out the MAD score, and then we'll be done with this training now. And we'll resume after some time. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to import the median apps. At least you should have some basic statistical knowledge to understand this thing. Otherwise, if you do not have any statistical knowledge, no, I can't explain you all the nitty-gritty of the statistics. So you should have some kind of knowledge on statistics. Otherwise, you won't be understand how the deviation works, what is the interquartile range and all basic statistical. I'll try to do a statistical videos and all, but it need a lot of time and all, so I don't have that kind of time. So I'll try to. Just comment whatever statistical knowledge you have or what you don't have, so that I can understand, and then I can create the appropriate videos for you guys. This is a very basic I'm doing. This is not a kind of a very find the mat and score. It's 11. Similarly, you can do it for age as well. Now, before you do it for age, you have to find out the calculate for age as well. So let us do it for age. This one is for age. Now what I'll do is that I'll try to find out the math score for age as well. The math score for age is 4. So this is how you have to find out the math score and remove the outliers, and then you just have to write one more line and line of code, and then you can remove the outliers and all. Now I'll come into the correlation part. Before I come into the correlation part, I can do a scatter plot as well. Let me simply create a scatter plot. So let me create a histogram first. This is histogram for age. You can similarly create for the height, weight, and all. You can do it. And now let me simply create a kind of a DB scan heat map. It will show the entire correlation. So you got the entire heat map, heat map correlation. It shows the correlation and all. So now, if I want to kind of see the correlation between a height and age and all that, also I can do. I can also find out the correlation value. So let me find out the Pearson correlation matrix. Let me do that. Find out the Pearson correlation matrix. Guys, again, I'm telling you, these terms are a bit tricky. If you're not aware of the statistics and all, do comment. Don't get scared. If you have any problem, please let me know. I'll be able to kind of solve those things. I have to create a creation correlation matrix. Define the correlation function and my TF. Method is Pearson. So this is the correlation. You can see how they are correlated. I have already created a few videos on correlations and hypothetical testing and all. Go through that video and then you will have some kind of understanding. And so there is a task. I have to find out the correlation between the overall and the potential and overall. So let me find out the correlation between overall and potential. It's calculating the potential and overall. Just 1 second. It will take some time. Sorry, I need to write one more line here. The values will be printed now. Yes. Yeah, so it's printed now. So if I have to kind of plot this, I'll define my figure size and I'll plot it. So let me plot this one. Let me plot the entire correlation figures. Some of the codes, guys, you have to kind of do some research and find it out. Suppose for this one is a correlation function which I know. I have this all these codes are with me, so you have to do some R&D on this. It's not that everything you can remember and kind of kind of uh, keep you have to keep all these things handy. You should know where to use the correlation function and how what kind of plots are required and all. So that's the reason. This is very basic, but however, you should have some R&Ds and you should have some analytical bent of mind to kind of take things forward. That's the reason I'm writing all this code so that you can take this code and create things out of easy way. Let's create a base fit line now. So this is a base fit line which has been created. Now you can create a simple scatter plot for age and overall, like that's a business problem. You can see how they're scattered. You can also create a kind of let me create another. Now correlation matrix and all those things I have already created. Now I'll do a simple statistical analysis. Let me do a few simple statistical analysis. Now, so if I have to find out the best player and all those things, so I'll do a simple statistical analysis to that, and then we'll end this video. I'm not doing anything in a pie chart and all those things. Say the top players and all those things. I can all do those things. It will take some time. We'll do those things some other time. Say I have to find out the top 10 players with the highest potential rating. So let me do that. Let me find out the top 10 players with the highest potential rating, and then we will end this video. Okay, the male, this one has not been defined. So let me find out and define them. This one I have to define. It will take some time for me to define all those things. I'll simply let me take Germany. The N should be in capital. So this is what the Germany looks like. Now, if I have to find out the who is the tallest player in Germany or the who belongs to the German nationality, I'll simply sort the values by height and then I'll find it out. Okay, so let me quickly run one liner code and then we are done of the day, or you can also find out by weight. Germany dot sort, do it by values. So we got it by weight. Okay, similarly, we can do it for height and all. We can do all those things. We can do it for age. Let me do it for age as well. The highest is 39 years old. Okay, so yeah, so this is how we can do. You can also create a scatter plot, line plot. You can also find out the Indian players as well. So you can do a lot of things. Preferred food and all those things are there. For example, if I have to find out the preferred food and can create a kind of a graph chart out of it, that I can also do. Weak food, the distribution of weak food I can create. Okay, so there are a lot of other things are there. So I just want you to kind of do those things, play around with it. And the best dribble, you can find out the best dribble, values by sprint and all, ball count, penalties, a lot of other things are there. Go through the data, understand it, and then play around with it. I'll do one more coding and then we are done of the day, done for the day. I'll do age distribution. Age distribution, the famous club. You can define your palette name and palettes. All those things can be defined. My palette title will be age distribution in a famous club. And let me quickly do let me know if you have any confusion on this. All right, let me quickly run this. Invalid syntax. Page. I think this should work now. There should be a comma. Some minor mistakes might happen. So club's name is not defined. All right, so before that, we have to define the clubs. So let me quickly define the clubs now. I was not able to define it. Okay, let me define the clubs. First club will be FC Barcelona. I think the spelling is right. Or Real Madrid. We'll take Real Madrid now. I think we take Juventus. I have to write all these things manually. I could have copied from the dataset directly. Manchester City. Let me type Manchester City. That's all. Now let me see if it works. Ideally, it should. Yeah. So this is what rotation. The spelling is mistake. Rotation. ROTATITON. Yes, absolutely right now. Yeah. So this is done now, guys. You can add few more clubs. You can go through the data and you can modify this thing. So that's all, guys, as of now. So will end this session now. If you have any questions, you can please ping me on the comment box. Thanks.